Hey boys and girls, welcome back to Art with Miss Becky. I hope you've been enjoying my amazing animal series. So far we've made Oscar the otter, Geraldine and Gerard the giraffe, Starla the sea turtle, and today we're going to learn all about chameleons and make this Cameron the Chameleon. Chameleons are amazing creatures. Over 150 species of chameleons exist, ranging from the size of your thumbnail to that of a house cat. The smallest known chameleon is called Brookesia micra, and it can fit onto your thumbnail. The largest chameleon is the Parsons chameleon, which can grow as long as 27 inches. Chameleons are known for their color-changing ability, but how do they do that exactly? Well, the outer layer of their skin is see-through. Beneath that are layers of special cells filled with pigment, the substance that gives plants and animals, including you and me, color. To display a new color, the brain sends a message for these cells to get bigger or smaller. As this happens, pigments from different cells are released, and they mix with each other to create new skin tones. For instance, red and blue pigment may mix to make the chameleon look purple. Yes, chameleons really are amazing creatures. So let's go over the few supplies that you're going to need for us to make Carmen. You're going to need 2 pieces of paper or cardstock. You're going to need oil pastels or crayon, a glue stick, a pencil with an eraser, a black Sharpie marker, and a pair of scissors. So we're going to begin by drawing a little circle like this and a bigger circle, much bigger circle, around the outside. All right, so now let's give him an eyebrow over his eye. Very good. Now let's go over here and we're going to give him another little eyebrow on the other side of his face, and we're going to come down and move in and out, curved line, down at an angle, down at an angle, down at an angle, and then we're going to curve it up all of a sudden. We're going to do it. Now we're going to go up in this direction. Keep with me. All right, now we're going to go up like this. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And let's come down like a mountain in a curved line down to his head. Very good. Now let's give him a mouth. He's going to start here. We're going to start here. We're going to go up and down and curve it around a few times. All right, now let's do the bottom part of his body where we're going to come down and bring it back and up and down and around. And we're going to pretend to draw, goes off the page a little bit, and that's okay. Come back right there. His leg starts, his back leg is going to start back here, so we're going to do a curved line. And then we're going to do a long L down like that. Now we're going to give him some toes, some little chameleon toes, because little chameleon toes, oh look at those, little chameleon toes, and an ankle, right? And we're going to come up and out and give him a nice chameleon thigh. We're going to start on the line, and we're going to do a curved line that looks kind of like a rainbow and curve it down. Okay, now let's come around this way and down, and let's give him some more cutie chameleon toes. Around there like that, come back and give him, I don't know, I was gonna call it a thumb. I'm not sure what you call it. We're gonna come up here like this and give him an elbow. Now let's put a pattern on him. Let's keep our pattern simple today. I'm gonna do a frill on his back. Now take your black Sharpie marker and we're going to go over every single line that we just drew. Now we needed to decide on color. My chameleon, I have chosen this palette of colors is what I'll call it. All right, so I'm going to start with my yellow, And anytime that you are layering colors, you always want to start with the lightest color first. So I'm going to start with my yellow here on his points. All right, now I'm going to take orange and I'm going to go right next to the yellow. Okay, now we're going to blend it with our finger, so we're going to go in the same direction of how we colored, and we're going to blend up and back. We're going to push really hard. Now let's start doing his body. So let's start with yellow at the bottom, and let's color in all the yellow at the bottom. Okay, now let's use the darker green up at the top with all the white space we have left. Now let's work on his head. And I think we're going to go back with the yellow and orange and red. So I'm going to fill in his head with yellow, orange, and red. Now let's color his eye in, and I'm going to use this dark pink. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go over all the lines once again. Are you ready? Every single line that's black, we're going to go over the black oil pastel. Ready? Go! Wow, he's looking pretty exciting, isn't he? The next thing you're going to need is your scissors. Let's put him aside for a moment because now we're going to work on our background. Right, and similar to before, let's draw this out. The first thing we need to make is a branch for him. So let's start over here and we're going to make kind of a swirly V. We're going to come down. And we're going to come up a little bit from there, and we're going to do a swirly line down and kind of a, look at that. That's kind of a branch is not perfectly straight, is it? Now let's come underneath, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to make it bigger in spots and smaller in spots and bigger in spots, and then end off big. And the easiest leaves to make are two curved lines like this. And we'll put a nice curved line in the center. And then let's fill our page with leaves. Now, if you look at this one, let's put another kind of leaf in there. Let's make it more interesting. We're going to put a vine with little leaves. And we can start that about right here. And we're going to go up and pretend to draw behind the leaf and up like this and off the page. And then we're going to draw little loops. They look like little hearts going all the way down, like that. Let's do another vine, maybe from down here, going up over the top to here, and let's put some nice leaves on there as well. Okay, let's see how he's going to fit on here. So let's make a couple more leaves down here. And maybe another one on that side. Okay, now we're going to use our light green and dark green oil pastels to create very interesting leaves. Anytime that you're using more than one color, you always start with the lighter color, and the light green is our lighter color. So let's begin by filling in a little bit of the leaf with light green. Okay, now let's take our dark green and fill in the remainder of each leaf. So now let's take our finger and we're going to blend these two greens together. All right, now let's do the same thing with our leaf vine. Now let's blend that a bit. So now let's take our two browns, we have a light brown and a darker brown, and let's trace around our branch in the light brown. Okay, now let's fill in some of the spots with the light brown. Okay, now let's take our darker brown and fill in the other white spots. Nice, now let's blend those two together. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our light blue and we're going to fill in kind of a sketchy way, which means we're not going to color it in solid. We're not going to get every single spot. We're going to come very close to our leaves, but we're not going to get inside. We're not going to get right up next to our leaves. Okay, now let's blend our background. Look up close, you can see all these lines that we have, all these pencil lines. We're going to go over all those lines just like we did with Carmen the Chameleon. Notice how I took my black and I did little scratchy marks on my leaves and on my bark. Okay, let's turn him over and set up his little feet so he's standing on his branch. Let's turn it over and massage him into place. Okay, let's see how he turned out. Wow, I am really pleased. I think he turned out neat. Well, I really enjoyed making Carmen the Chameleon with you today. See you soon. Bye.